It's got nothing to do with their legal war against Justin Baldoni. Their reputations are ruined.
Yes, Blake Lively has lost her temper due to a series of escalating events that have rocked Hollywood's elite.
Even her best friends have not come to her defense. No one in Hollywood, all the people all the people that they've been around, no one has come to their defense.
And sent shockwaves through every echelon of the industry. It all started on what should have been another glamorous night at the Met Gala. A night that quickly turned into an unmitigated disaster for one of Tinseltown's most cherished couples. Rather than simply being a minor setback or a fleeting moment of irritation, this incident marked the beginning of a dramatic unraveling that not only shattered carefully constructed images but also exposed raw fractures behind the veneer of celebrity perfection.
So while TMZ will have you believing they skipped last year, so them skipping this year means nothing, Blake was too busy hijacking this man's movie. Maybe had she not done that and just went to the Met Gala like she was supposed to, she wouldn't be in this mess.
But this was around the time she married Ryan Reynolds in September 2012. Wedding planning or personal commitments might have played a role. 2015, Blake gave birth to her first child, daughter James, in December 2014. So she was likely prioritizing motherhood, or probably felt like she was in shape enough to attend.
From the outset, insiders whispered that Blake's reaction was not an isolated lapse in judgment. Instead, it was a manifestation of deeper frustrations that had been simmering beneath the surface for months. The fateful evening at the Met Gala saw the couple, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, uninvited from the event, a decision that sent ripples through Hollywood and immediately raised questions about the very nature of power in the entertainment world. This ban was not simply a byproduct of scheduling conflicts or personal whims. It was a calculated power move by the fashion establishment, a stern reminder that even the most admired stars are not immune to the strict codes of conduct enforced by industry gatekeepers.
As rich and as wealthy as Blake and Ryan were, she was not about to spend money on a private jet to leave LA and leave the editing bay to make the Met Gala when she really didn't have any more time to waste because she had to turn this movie over to them as early as May 8th.
In that charged atmosphere, the controversy grew exponentially. The decision to uninvite the couple was interpreted as a direct rebuke against a defiant act, a moment when Blake's temper flared, shattering the illusion of effortless grace that had long defined her public persona. The reaction was swift and unyielding. Major studios, luxury brands, and influential publicists distanced themselves, and the once glittering image of Hollywood's golden couple began to tarnish almost overnight. The media frenzy that ensued was relentless, with headlines and social media posts scrutinizing every detail of the incident, dissecting the moment in excruciating detail, and speculating wildly on its broader implications for celebrity culture.
Who is going to want to work with them, especially as more and more comes out, especially as discovery comes out and depositions? To me, their careers are over.
For decades, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were hailed as the embodiment of Hollywood charm and sophistication. Their red carpet appearances, sparkling interviews, and seemingly genuine smiles had made them icons of modern celebrity. Yet beneath the surface, a growing number of troubling signals had begun to emerge. Longtime observers noted that the couple's interactions with the press had grown increasingly terse, and that the carefully curated image of affability was giving way to reports of aloofness and occasional arrogance. What had once been the allure of unflinching confidence was now being recast as a potential liability, a sign of hubris that could alienate fans and colleagues alike.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were definitely uninvited from the Met Gala.
As the controversy deepened, leaked internal emails and confidential documents started circulating among industry insiders, revealing a side of the situation that no one had anticipated. These documents detailed heated exchanges and pointed accusations, suggesting that Blake's outburst was part of a broader pattern of defiance against the established norms of the fashion world. In one particularly scathing email, an anonymous source described the incident as an act of open rebellion, a direct challenge. As the controversy deepened, leaked internal emails and confidential documents started circulating among industry insiders, revealing a side of the situation that no one had anticipated. These documents detailed heated exchanges and pointed accusations. The fallout from that night was swift and multifaceted. The uninvitation from the Met Gala was merely the tip of the iceberg. In the weeks that followed, reports emerged of other incidents that painted a picture of a couple increasingly out of touch with both their audience and their peers. One of the most talked about controversies was the choice of a wedding venue for Blake and Ryan, a venue steeped in historical significance and controversial connotations. What was intended as an intimate celebration of love was quickly transformed into a public relations nightmare. Critics argued that the location, with its heavy historical baggage, was a tone-deaf choice in an era of heightened cultural sensitivity. What should have been a private moment of joy instead became a flashpoint for accusations of insensitivity, further feeding the narrative of a celebrity couple disconnected from the modern zeitgeist. Behind the glamorous facade, the seeds of discontent were being sown even further. Rumors of backstage disputes began to circulate, with production teams and insiders hinting at bitter battles fought in the shadows of blockbuster film sets. One of the most explosive revelations involved a high-stakes power struggle in the editing bay of a major film project. According to multiple sources, Blake had taken drastic steps to seize creative control over a film adaptation, allegedly overriding established protocols, clashing with directors and production staff, and even bending financial constraints to suit her vision. Production logs and financial records painted a picture of chaos. Budgets ballooned, deadlines were missed, and the carefully orchestrated production schedule disintegrated into disarray. It was as if the same fierce determination that had once powered her ascent to stardom was now proving to be her undoing. In this brutal world of image and influence, every misstep is amplified 100-fold. As word of the internal conflicts spread, brands and studios began to reevaluate their alliances. High-end endorsements that had once flowed effortlessly were suddenly put on hold, and long-standing partnerships started to crumble. Even former friends and allies, celebrities who had once been seen laughing and celebrating alongside Blake and Ryan, began to distance themselves. In an industry where loyalty is as fleeting as it is essential, the very fabric of the couple's public persona was being torn apart by an unforgiving wave of backlash. The legal ramifications of these controversies soon came to the fore. Court documents and legal filings provided an unvarnished look at the tangled web of disputes that had been building behind the scenes. Accusations flew fast and furious, from claims of financial mismanagement and creative overreach to more damning allegations of bullying and intimidation. One document, in particular, detailed a confrontation so intense that it appeared to encapsulate the very essence of the couple's current predicament, a dramatic showdown where pride and power collided head-on. Yet, despite the mounting evidence and the public's growing outcry, there was a notable absence of any effort by Blake or Ryan to address the issues head-on. No public apology was issued, no attempt was made to clarify the situation, and the silence from their camp only deepened. The sense of betrayal felt by fans and industry insiders alike. As the weeks turned into months, the once unassailable image of Hollywood's golden couple had been reduced to a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that in today's hyper-connected world, every action is scrutinized, every word is dissected, and every misstep can have far-reaching consequences. The relentless pace of social media ensured that the narrative continued to evolve in real time, with every new detail adding another layer of complexity to an already tangled story. Fans, once enchanted by the couple's charisma, now found themselves grappling with a cascade of questions. How did things spiral so dramatically? Could a couple so adept at image control suddenly lose their grip on reality? And, most importantly, was there any path to redemption for stars whose carefully constructed personas had finally cracked under the pressure of modern celebrity culture? In the midst of this maelstrom, a broader discussion began to take shape, one that went beyond the specifics of Blake's lost temper or Ryan's silent complicity. The controversy touched on the very nature of fame and the precarious balance between public adoration and personal accountability. For years, Hollywood had thrived on the creation of larger-than-life personas, on the art of carefully choreographed appearances and meticulously managed public images. But as the digital age advanced and the public gained unprecedented access to the inner workings of celebrity lives, the old rules began to crumble. No longer could a star hide behind a veneer of perfection or deflect criticism with a well-rehearsed smile. Every action, every gesture, every moment of vulnerability was now subject to instantaneous judgment, and the margin for error had shrunk to virtually nothing. The saga of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, with all its twists and turns, stands as a powerful testament to this new reality. It is a story of ambition, defiance, and the inexorable pull of public opinion. A narrative in which every uninvitation, every leaked email, and every internal conflict serves as a stark reminder that the price of fame is often paid in the currency of accountability. The couple's journey, once marked by dazzling success and widespread admiration, has now taken on the character of a Greek tragedy, a cautionary tale where pride comes before the fall and where the glitter of the red carpet can quickly turn into the harsh glare of condemnation. And yet, even as the narrative of decline unfolds, there remains a lingering question that continues to captivate both critics and supporters alike. Can redemption be found after such a spectacular fall from grace? In a world where the boundaries between adoration and exile are increasingly blurred, is it possible for a public figure to rebuild a legacy once the cracks in their image have become too pronounced to ignore? Or are Blake and Ryan destined to serve as a permanent reminder of the perils of unchecked ambition and the unforgiving nature of modern media scrutiny? Every day, as new details emerge and fresh allegations are brought to light, the debate intensifies. Some argue that the couple's silence, an absence of any meaningful public acknowledgement or contrition, speaks volumes about a disconnect from the realities of the modern celebrity landscape. Others insist that a calculated period of retreat, a strategic regrouping away from the relentless spotlight, might yet offer a pathway back to relevance. In this high-stakes game of public perception, every gesture is laden with meaning, every pause is interpreted as a sign of weakness, and every attempt at damage control is subject to instant and brutal critique. As we reflect on the unfolding drama, it becomes clear that this is more than just a personal crisis for two of Hollywood's brightest stars. It is a mirror reflecting the broader challenges of celebrity in an era defined by instantaneous communication, viral outrage, and a public that is both endlessly curious and remarkably unforgiving. The rules of engagement have changed, and no one, regardless of their past achievements or impeccable style, can escape the scrutiny of an audience that demands transparency, authenticity, and accountability at every turn. So, what lies ahead for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds? With studios, brands, and even erstwhile friends distancing themselves, the couple stands at a crossroads. One path leads to a painstaking, if not impossible, reconstruction of a fractured image. A slow, arduous journey back to public favor that may never fully recapture the magic of yesteryear. The other path, more likely given the intensity of current criticism, might well see them fading gradually into obscurity. A cautionary footnote in the annals of Hollywood history. Before we conclude this in-depth exploration, consider this. In a landscape where every misstep is amplified and every word is dissected, the story of Blake's lost temper is not merely about a single explosive moment. It is about the very nature of fame itself, a phenomenon that demands perfection, punishes even the slightest deviation, and leaves little room for human error. It challenges us to ask whether our relentless pursuit of celebrity culture is sustainable, and whether the relentless pressure to maintain an immaculate public persona can ever be reconciled with the messy, unpredictable realities of life. In the end, the saga of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds serves as a stark reminder that the world of celebrity is as volatile as it is glamorous. It is a realm where even the brightest stars can be dimmed by a single moment of anger, where silence, in the face of adversity, can be interpreted as indifference, and where the public's thirst for accountability is both unyielding and insatiable. As we watch this drama continue to unfold, one thing is certain. The line between adoration and exile is razor thin, and the price of fame is measured not only in dazzling moments of success, but also in the painful, inevitable fall from grace. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of Hollywood's most compelling controversies. We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you believe is the true cost of maintaining a flawless image in today's unforgiving media landscape? Is there redemption after such a fall, or are some reputations too fractured to ever be repaired? And as the story of Blake Lively's explosive temper and the ensuing chain reaction continues to dominate headlines, we encourage you to subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden truths behind celebrity culture. In a world where every moment is captured, every misstep analyzed, and every silence laden with significance, the downfall of even the most adored stars is a story that never truly ends. Stay tuned, keep questioning, and above all, keep watching. The next chapter in this saga may be just around the corner.